All right, how we doing, everybody? Podcast four. I had to think about that. You might notice the picture's different, and no, Kristian didn't bleach his hair. I was just lazy and didn't want to change his character. But we have a special guest. Mine's Kristian, because obviously you didn't hear his voice. We got a good friend of mine. Oxford peeps are gonna know him. St. Joe's peeps aren't. We got my friend Rob here.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry about it.
I was gonna answer, but then I realized that would have been like really, really weird because obviously you're referring to them. So another cool thing about this is that we are in person, and usually when me and Kristian do it, it's over FaceTime, but this time it's in person.
Yeah, real face-to-face contact. You get some awkward expressions and eye contact along with talking. It's
legitimately, great. I don't want to look at. I'm not even kidding. I don't want to look at you because every time I do, I'm like, so anyway. Oh God, we should have did a face cam, but I'm lazy. But I'm also lazy enough because I don't have to edit 2 different voice recordings. I only have to do 1.
Yeah, it's nice.
There we go. So anyway, I think Kristian. I'm probably gonna title this like Kristian Dead and replace with Blondie or something like that. I'm kidding.
Blonde apocalypse takes over.
Run, everyone run. No, in case you didn't listen to the last episode, Kristian found out that pigeons are part of the U.S. government, and they came in and killed him. And he's definitely not on vacation somewhere.
I'm just saying, during the government shutdown, I didn't see a single bird, all right? Definitely not because they all flew south for the winter, but I'm telling you, right? No birds.
Very true, very true.
So you want to get right into one of our topics?
Yeah, sure.
So you can go first.
Okay. My topic. So my friend Rob here. He's a memer, but he's very political-ish. So a lot of his topics are more serious. So that's why my topic is stupid. My topic is, do you think Aquaman just has like a conversation with a fish?
You know, I feel like he's that second-class friend, right? Like, you know, you have that friend that you actually want to hang out with, like, I actually want to hang out with you. But then in every friend group, there's that friend that's just kind of there, and you only really talk to them when you can't talk with anyone else, right? So I think Aquaman always wants to be hanging out with, like, the merfish or whatever they were. And then, like, if there's no one around, he'd just be like, all right, hey, dolphin, how are you?
So wait,
yeah!
Wait, so Aquaman's the third wheel or whatever?
No, the fish is, like, the second-class friend. Like,
and Aquaman's, like, the higher-up sort of thing?
Yeah, like, all the, like, mermaid people are, like, the real friend group, and then the fish are just kind of along for the ride.
Oh. Yeah. Atlanteans.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you meant it, like, there was just a school of fish, like, having a conversation, and then Aquaman was like, how everybody doing? And they're like, hey, Aquaman's like, king of the sea. Just saying.
That's me.
Half-breed. Like, yeah, we know who you are, Aquaman. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like he would just, like, I don't know. It would be kind of weird. Because, like, he obviously he can never get lonely. But then again, it's like he doesn't really talk to fish. He like, tells them what to do. Which I don't like to think about because it's, like, forcing the fish to do something.
Mass slavery. Just, I have the entire ocean under my command. You're all my servants and my slaves.
If you can control the ocean, what would you do? Like, not only the water, but, like, the creatures.
Okay, so first, I'd send a few more tsunamis towards Japan just to see what they would do. If they got, like, hit with 5 in a row, just, like, what do you think they'd do?
No, I want to go to Japan.
Okay, I'll wait till after you go, but, like, then just, like, alright, so basically, you make all of the fish spread out as much as they can, like, increase their lung capacity to max size, and then they all swim to the bottom and raise sea level, like, 5 feet, and just see what people do.
Why?
I don't know, just for like a day.
Sea level's already rising. Oh, so you're talking too loud. Sea level's already rising. The glaciers are, like, melting and stuff like that.
Well, you know, we could always speed up the process and see what's happening.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going into this with the mentality of screwing other people over while you're sitting here like, oh yeah, we could do all these cool things, and I'm just sitting here like, burn everything.
I was kind of in the same boat, huh? No pun intended. Like Moana style, like using the ocean to just go places. Like imagine, like if you can, like okay, if I couldn't control the ocean itself, I would control like a whale or something like that, and just like put a saddle on it and just like ride places. Like that would be so fun. You can literally go anywhere for your, like, I don't know. I'm thinking really commercial here, but like you can actually go anywhere.
Open up a whale like travel business.
Other than that, it's like we know more. This is true facts. We know more about space than we do about our own ocean.
Yeah, like more people have been to the moon than the bottom of the ocean.
Exactly. So I feel like I would just go down there. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
There could be a species of animal that just lives on the bottom of the ocean that we don't know about, and I would control it. And like I would see the radio waves and I'd be like, fish, fish, seahorse, fish. What the hell is that? It's like like a tentacle growing out of like a fish forehead. It's like, what the hell just happened?
Like a narwhal, but instead of a horn, it's like a tentacle.
Oh god.
Or like 4 of them.
That would be awesome. I'd ride a giant squid to like a mystic aquarium and be like, hey everybody!
Hey, so I have this great business opportunity. Would you like to buy this exotic fish for $10 million?
Give me $5 million and I will put 5 million giant squid into this tank.
See, now here's another question about the ocean. If there were to be a fish that was like terrifying, like megalodon type, ancient, or not ancient, like prehistoric,
monster.
Yeah, stuff like that, where do you think it would be located? Like at the bottom of what ocean seems most like?
Africa.
You know, that seems like a thing that, see, out of all the continents, if some existential if some crisis was supposed to come around, I feel like it'd be Africa. Like, out of nowhere, this giant sea creature that's, like, the size of a city comes out and just starts, like, eating stuff. I feel like it'd be Africa.
I kind of feel like they do. I don't know about Northern Africa, but isn't, like, Southern Africa, like, the stereotypical Africa?
I'm pretty sure it's more, like,
Cause
Central Africa, but Southern Africa is closer than Northern Africa.
Yeah, because isn't Northern Africa, like, Egypt and stuff?
Yeah, and Egypt's, like, pretty civilized.
Yeah. So, like, I'm thinking, like, less pollution there because they don't have anything to dump it. Like, again,
That's true.
I don't want to stereotype, again, like, I'm being serious.
Shout out to my African-American viewers.
Yeah. Oh, God, only 20 people are going to view this anyway. It doesn't matter. But,
With
like,
the ratio of the towns we live in.
Yeah. Sorry, off topic. I'll get back on. Literally, our first episode has 120 views, and our second has half of that, and our third has 1/3 of the set. So, if you don't want to do the math, the first one has 120, the second one has 60, and the third one has a whopping 20.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, I feel like they would have like less like dumping to do and stuff like that. So like evolution would happen more there. So you would find like the Loch Ness monster or like stuff like that. Like I've seen videos on Instagram that are clearly not real of like, oh, we discovered a weird species on our boating trip and we just left it alone and like we have this video footage. It's like, shut up. Like,
shut up. Stop talking.
People who said that I don't think the Loch Ness monster is real. Like there's always there's like lore and stuff like it has babies now and like stuff like that. But like it's like I don't know. I feel like it's just BS. It's like, especially then, it's like, obviously it doesn't have Photoshop, but it's like, I saw a whale. It's like, oh, cool, it kind of looks like a weird creature. It is a weird creature. That's what it is. Immediately sells picture for 50 times more money, because it's not a shark, it's a monster.
Yeah. I feel like if it wasn't Southern Africa, it'd be Northern Russia. Because I feel like it'd be Southern Africa because the water's cleaner and they're not dumping anything in there. Or Northern Russia because they're dumping all sorts of radioactive waste stuff there because they don't care.
Oh, so you're going with like...
Yeah, like mutating
mutation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be natural, though. That would be horrible. Like, have you seen the Simpsons movie?
No, I have not.
Oh, if anyone's seen it, shout out to those people. You're cool. Shut up, Rob. But yeah, there's like they like dump in the lake too much, and then there's a squirrel that jumps into the lake, and when it comes out, it just grows like a ton of eyes, and like the EPA has to like take it in and stuff, and he's like scanning it's like the guy's like scanning its retinal scan to put it in a cage, and he's scanning all of its eyes. It's like it's the funniest thing. But yeah, I don't know. That wouldn't be a monster. It would just be like a disgrace to the underwater world. What about like Antarctica? That'd be kind of cool. What do you think? There'd be like some fish or like I know because we've studied a ton of Antarctica, but how deep does that water go?
I'm not sure.
Because obviously, not only can we not handle the pressure, but I feel like the cold would take a good risk in that too, being at the bottom of everything and all.
Because if you think about it, trying to get like a suit down there, like if you think about how easy it is to crack a glass, and then you make the glass ice cold, and then you put like
ice baby
300 pounds of pressure on it. That's got to be some strong glass to get down there.
Definitely. Yeah.
I noticed that I'm also very ADHD while just talking here. I feel bad because I'm making all sorts of fiddling noises in the background that are going to be a pain to either edit out or just have to
I always make jokes about how I like sync audio and stuff. Honestly, it's literally just me and iMovie putting stuff together and literally layering stuff. Like, I'll put in an audio file, make it a video, adding like so much storage to my camera roll, and then re-adding audio onto that thing. It's like, I don't want to bore you with details, but like, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, whenever I say I'm going to edit this out, like the most editing I've done is adding an air horn sound effect when I accidentally said Kristian's last name, which is Johnson, by the way. By the way, this is Rob Johnson.
Shut up.
Rob. It's his full name is Robert Bilson Johnson.
Or you can just try Robert. That'll do it for you.
Now I have to censor it, Rob.
Why?
Because it's...
I don't care.
How far into this are we? Now I have to find the timestamp. 12 minutes. At 12 minutes, you said your last name.
Can I not?
We thought... Me and Kristian made a rule that we wouldn't because... Stalkers.
I'm not really that concerned, and I probably should be.
I'll just air horn sound it. It's okay.
Okay.
You guys heard an air horn sound.
Whatever. So, back to what I was about to talk about. The age-old debate. Samsung versus Apple. See, here's my opinion on it. I am a proud Samsung owner, and I know that Apple makes better phones. Alright, if you buy the newest Apple phone, it's the best phone on the market. But that phone probably isn't going to last as long as the newest Samsung phone because they downgrade their old phones. The best Samsung is so much cheaper than the best Apple. Like, I have the J7 Crown. It was $90 for like the phone, the case, the screen protector.
Nerd.
Okay. Well, like, while the Apple equivalent is like $800. And there's not really much you can sell me in a phone that'll make it $700 better.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a McDonald's burger versus like a burger at like a burger place. Yeah. Like, you can go to McDonald's anytime, get that good stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to taste good. It's awesome. But is it good for you in the long run? Hell no. It's not good for you. It's not going to do anything to help you. All it's going to do is say, man, that was really good. I can't wait to buy another one in 3 years. Like, and then Samsung's like, you go to that one place that's got like a pretty okay burger, but they make it like fresh beef, stuff like that. Yeah. It's like, is it better for you? Yes, because it's going to last longer, and Samsung's they last significantly longer unless you want like, oh, then this new upgrade has a flashlight or something. I don't know. I'm a grandpa, but like, not really. But it's like, again, Apple like doesn't last very long. So it's like, would you go for a McDonald's burger or would you go for the burger at John's Burger Shack? That's made of 100% ground beef. You get what I'm talking about. Yeah. Me personally, Apple products are just easy to use. I feel like it's safer almost. Like, isn't the Google Play Store like full of like download free music and like stuff like that?
Well, if you go searching for it, I'm sure there is. Like, Google doesn't regulate their Play Store as hard as Apple does. 90% sure. But no, the just still like the top charts and the just like all the games that are gonna show up that you're not searching specifically for. I'm pretty sure it's safe.
And it's also a lot of like places like companies and stuff like that. Don't they like? They always say like there's a lot of stuff released on iOS that isn't released on Play Store either. And you hardly see stuff on like Amazon store and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
I feel bad for that.
Amazon just is a joke. I had a Kindle for a while and
actually, I think that the Google phone is the best. The Google Pixel 3 is very good, very good camera quality.
Yes, of course.
I use the Moto Z. It has a projector in it, very good quality. Oh look at that, the screen came off. All right, I'll have to talk to you later.
Yeah, but I feel like another problem with Apple is if you bring a store to the well,
if you bring a store to your phone,
yeah, if you bring your phone to an Apple store and it's just like a cracked screen, like it's like a cracked screen protector, they'll be like, yeah, no, I can't fix this one, you're gonna have to buy $1,000 phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
there's this kid in my school who like fixes like phone like he fixed my other friend's like screen for like dirt cheap because literally all he had to do was buy a screen, and he has the tools to do it. So literally he's just saying, hey, give me the money to pay for the things to fix it, and I'll fix it. Like, it's like cool stuff like that. And then even afterward, my friend advertised him saying like, hey, if you guys ever need a thing to call this guy, he's cool. But like, yeah, I got to get my battery replaced, and they suggested so much stuff to my dad. And my dad's a hard, like, my dad's a hard bargain. We went to when we were in Puerto Rico like 3 years ago, he was like I wanted this like wooden turtle, and he argued with this guy like to get it for $5, and he was selling it for 20, and we ended up getting it for $5. Like legitimately, he's a hard bargain. So like we're going there, and they're like, oh, we can do this and we can do that, and like, oh, maybe we suggest an upgrade. This is a pretty old phone. He's like, all I want is the battery replaced. Can you do that for me? They're like, yeah, sure. Like, you might have to schedule. And he's like, no, you can do it now. Like, they said that you can do it now. They're like, okay, we'll try. And then they do it, and it's like, okay, here you go. And honest to God, my battery is not better at all. Like,
yeah,
it's a little better, and it's like, that's another thing too. They showed me the analytics on my phone. It was like, oh, when your battery's at 100%, it's actually only at 70%, and that's why it goes down so quickly. It's like, oh, but you say it like a normal thing. It's like,
that's not normal.
That's not normal. Like, freaking, I'm holding a Game Boy Advance SP here, back from, what years is? I don't know. I should know.
I think this one's
2002.
This one's 2001.
This is from 2002. You could charge just 1,000,000 times, and it would last the same battery time. Because what? Freaking Apple programs stuff in saying, oh, your battery is now, it's like, load up an iPhone 1. Load up an iPhone 1 and see how long the battery lasts. It's gonna be nothing, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah. What's it called? The only time that, like, I do really respect Nintendo for, like, their quality of work. But basically, like, when I was little, I played on this Game Boy right here for, like, 8 hours a day sometimes. And, like, I'd have to charge it maybe once, if that. It would just last.
And this is 2002.
Granted, it's not doing as much stuff with that power. Like, it doesn't need as much power. But still, the only time I've had an inconsistency, like, of battery where it reads the actual percentage wrong is where it thought it used too much. Like, I've turned it off when it ticked down to, like, red battery, and then I've turned it back on, and it was like, oh, yeah, well, it's green now. Okay, cool. And so
that's happened before.
Yeah, it's a little wonky, but
that's another thing too. All right, so you're a PC gamer.
Yes, sir.
I myself am console.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good enough computer. We were on Apple Android. What console would you get? If they said, sir, you can have a PS4, an Xbox, I don't know, One X.
Yeah, One X or whatever.
Something like that, or a Nintendo Switch. Which one do you want? What would you do?
Okay, so if I could also have my computer, a Nintendo Switch by far, because
you can get everything on a computer that you could on a console.
PS4 or Xbox or whatever, except for like Spider-Man. But
Dude, Spider-Man's so good. I'm sorry.
I played it at your house, and that game was fun.
Anyone who has an Xbox who's listening to this, one, why? Two, I bet we're friends and don't take the first thing that I said for granted. And three, I'm sorry, I don't really care about Halo. Whenever I say, oh, PlayStation...
Halo came to PC. Suck it.
But yeah, whenever I say, oh, PS is better because it has every game an Xbox has except for Spider-Man and Detroit and all that good stuff, and they're like, they have Halo. It's like, Halo's not that great. It's like,
yeah. There's so many other games that are so similar to Halo. You don't get another game like Spider-Man that's as story-based. I mean, GTA is like kind of similar, I guess, but it doesn't have that superhero feel.
And you can get GTA and PS4.
Yep.
Alright. I feel like if somebody was listening to this, they'd feel bored.
Yeah. Alright, let's spice it up a bit. So Notre Dame is on fire. So, for those of you who don't know, it just came out today while we're recording this. The Notre Dame Cathedral is burning down currently. I don't know why they're not trying to put it out, or they didn't try and put it out. Probably because someone disadvised against spraying a ton of water on a like 1,000-year-old cathedral. How old is that thing?
Hundreds, probably. 100, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel like it'd collapse either way. Like, it's either going to burn down or you spray it with a ton of water and it falls down. Like, wait, no. Rain is the thing. Okay, you know what?
Is a good thing.
I should probably stop talking because I sound like an idiot.
I don't know. I feel like... I was going to make a joke before. I was like, damn, that cathedral's lit. I'm sorry. I don't know. There's been a lot of... there was a fire at, like, the baseball field in, I think, Litchfield, too. Some idiot was like, oh, the baseball fields are wet and hard to play. Great idea. Let's drench it with gasoline. No joke, this is what happened. Let's drench the field in gasoline and burn the moisture. This isn't a bit. I'm not kidding. Look it up. They poured gasoline all over the field and lit it on fire, causing over $5,000 worth of property damage.
How are people so stupid?
I don't know.
Like, a legitimate question. How stupid do you think the average person is? An average American person?
Okay.
Like,
Person or American person?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. I feel like the average American is, like, really dumb. We take advantage of how well we have it. Like, a lot of people don't realize how restricted rights are in, like, South America and Asia. And, like, we have it really good. And we take it for granted. We don't inform ourselves at all. We just kind of argue on facts that we heard other people spit out.
I mean, Europe has, like, free healthcare, but, you know. Who cares about that, right?
Well, I mean, free, with air quotes, because the money has to come from somewhere.
Okay.
That's politics. That's politics.
I
right.
didn't even flip.
Continuing. All right, so, yeah, well, like, people take advantage of how well we have it, so, I think the average person is, like, really stupid in America. Like, the average IQ, I want to say, is, like, mind-numbingly low, like borderline special ed. Like,
I don't know. I beat the impossible quiz in only 5 hours. That makes me pretty intelligent, if I do say so myself.
Did you know that what was it? The average IQ 100 years ago would have been borderline mentally disabled today?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wait, so are we getting smarter or dumber? Smarter, right?
We're getting smarter.
Okay, good. Asking a stupid question about IQ.
Yeah, but like it's interesting to see how stuff progresses over time. So my computer was broken for a while, and I spent almost the entire time it was broken watching history videos on YouTube. There are some really interesting things that happened during World War I and II. There was this one guy who he had this idea. England was completely like out of steel because they needed to make planes, ships, guns. They needed to do everything to fight the Germans. It was before America entered World War II, and France had fallen. So they were
France.
okay. They surrendered in like 42 days. It feels bad.
I always
Right.
see memes about that.
Yeah,
too.
I know. But okay, I'll come back to that. No, I'm gonna do that now before I forget. So basically,
what about it was French fries. Jeez.
if you look at the like the surrender time, almost all of the other countries that actually surrendered during the war took longer than France. Like some countries fell in a day. Like Blitzkrieg just kind of flew through stuff. It's crazy. But so back to it. England was out of steel, and this guy was like, "We need to make aircraft carriers." Yes, but we don't have any steel. Why don't we just take some wood, mash it together with some ice, and ta-da, you have this thing called pykrete. And so he brought it to a war convention. He was in this big conference room with a ton of other big names, and he put the pykrete down on the table with a piece of wood, shot the piece of wood, and it all it broke into like a million pieces, blah blah blah. Wood shattered everywhere, and then shot the pykrete, and the bolt bounced off. And it hit someone else in the conference room, and everyone was like, "Yes, we love it."
Wait, hold up. Hold up.
It hit someone in the foot in the conference room. It shot someone in the foot.
I imagine the one guy who gets shot. He's like, it's like, boom, ting, you're hired.
Yeah. And so then they tried to make aircraft carriers out of it, which is a really dumb idea.
Yeah, I was about to say, you said tried.
Yeah, it failed miserably. But yeah, there's so many small bits of history like that are super interesting that no one knows about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, you said wood and ice?
Yeah. It's like wood chips fused with ice. It's super weird. And then a lot of really interesting parts of history take place in Eastern Asia.
Did you know that prisoners who were forced to build the Great Wall of China, who didn't comply, were built into the Great Wall of China?
I think I've heard that before.
There are literal dead bodies inside of the Great Wall of China.
that
was literally I learned that in 6th grade on a cartoon. Horrible Histories. If anybody knows Horrible Histories, they it was 2 kids who time travel, and they got built into the Great Wall of China, and there were skeletons next to them, and they're like, "Wow, what does the skeletons doing here?" And then everyone's just like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And the teacher's like, "Oh, pretty much when people didn't comply, they killed them and put them into the wall." And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah."
Yeah, there's another thing. I think I learned it off that show, where there was this game in ancient Greece where it was like basketball, but not really. It was pretty similar, where you just had to get a rock through a hoop, but the winning team got to be sacrificed to the gods. It was a privilege. And then the losing team was killed for shame and honor. For shame and dishonor or something. So,
What?
yeah.
Man, I guess it was hard to find pro players.
Yeah, the game died off for a reason. No, I saw this great meme today that was, it was the Spider-Man presentation thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And it was just the anti-vax movement is literally a problem that'll solve itself. And so,
very true, actually.
Yeah. You give it 2 generations and
Well, no, if you think about it, did the parents of anti-vax parents vaccinate the parents? Because obviously those parents...
Hold on, I didn't keep up with that one bit.
Wait, so you know how... Okay, let's put a name on it, right?
Okay.
All right, Karen is an anti-vax mom.
Yeah, she stole the kids from Jerry.
Exactly. And her parents...
Mm-hmm.
Karen's parents. Did they vaccinate Karen?
No.
They did.
Or they did. They
did. So that means that the people who believe in anti-vax will live because they're vaccinated.
But they can't pass it down because all their children will be dead.
But some of their children don't believe in anti-vax. You've heard stories of
you've heard stories who miraculously survive and then vaccinate themselves.
Exactly. 18-year-olds. I read a story where a dad, a divorced mom, didn't want to vaccinate the kid, and on the weekend the dad got the kid vaccinated and didn't tell the mom because it's messed up stuff. It's totally messed up.
Yeah, what's it called? There was
Imagine a parent being against food and being like, "Oh, if bad food causes salmonella, don't eat food." It's I need food to live. It's no food.
You have essential oils. All right, wash yourself.
You don't want salmonella now. It's
What's
like,
it called?
I don't want starvation. It's like, no. It's there's no scientific proof that not eating food will kill you. There's absolutely nothing. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's messed up. We don't have any time left at all.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
I'm sorry. You can talk about what you were gonna say.
All right, so I just had this one thing I wanted to talk about because like no one knows about it, but I just heard of the not telling the parent thing. There was I forget where it was. I can't remember, but there was a potential school shooting where a guy showed up on premises of a middle school and was trying to enroll his daughter into the school. Or, like, tried to the weekend before, and he showed up saying, why isn't my daughter enrolled? And he's like, because you need both parents' permission when they're divorced to enroll this child in the school. And he was getting really mad, and so security escorted him outside, and the guy pulled a gun, shot one of the cops. He survived, though. And then the cops shot him dead.
He survived, though. It kind of stinks.
Okay, well, that wasn't the point of the story, okay?
No.
I was trying to get to, like, the thing that... And no one's heard about this. Like, it's kind of interesting.
Spread the word.
Never mind. That was almost really political.
On that note, we've reached the end of the podcast,
All right.
everybody. So, let's leave on a funny note.
All right.
Butts. Okay.
Hee hee ha ha.
Tee,
Poopy
tee,
pants.
tee. Okay. All right. Let me know, Josh. Josh Johnson as well. We're all named Johnson.
Triplets.
No, we're not related at all. We're just everyone's a Johnson.
I don't even know Kristian.
Straight up. Robin's never met Kristian. It's like a pie. God damn it, we're going over time. It's like a Venn diagram. It's like the outside circle. Like it's like the circle on the left is Oxford. The circle on the right is like I don't think Kristian went to the Trumbull school. I mean not Trumbull. Norwalk schools, and then the middle is St. Joe's. So it's like
Yeah.
Rob falls into the left side,
Oxford.
and me and Kristian fall into the middle. But anyway, let me know down in the comments, or just tell me because this is pretty local. If Rob was a good host, if we should have him again, if all three of us should be on, epic crossover.
That sounds really cluttered. Not gonna lie.
Avenger style. No, actually though, dude,
Really?
podcasts are usually 4 to 5 people. Like not even kidding.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like
But-
the E3 or the H3.
Yeah, H3 podcast, Marshcast, Valleycast. You don't know any of those.
I know.
So anyway,
Yeah.
subscribe to PewDiePie as usual.
Subscribe to us. Screw PewDiePie.
Yes.
I mean,
No.
or not us. So I'm not really part of this, but like.
Yes. No.
Subscribe to
Yeah.
Josh.
You say us. Yes.
I don't wanna be
Subscribe to Stupidity Cast.
Okay. Yeah. That's all right. Well.
all
Have a
right.
good day.
Yes. Make. Today,
I love you.
Make today your day.
I love you.
I don't.